Hello, and welcome to the Social Studies mini lesson. Some of you may be watching on YouTube, some of you may be listening on a podcast, and some of you may be subscribed to my Substack. Whichever way you got here, I'm happy you are here. 3 quick housekeeping items we will go over each time. Number 1, be prepared. If you are listening on the podcast, grab a notebook so you can take notes. If you are watching the stream, you can take notes or even screenshots. Number 2, pay attention. These mini lessons are meant to be just that, mini. They are not long and drawn out, so put the other devices away and pay attention to the lesson we are about to go over. If you are a paid subscriber to the Substack, you can ask any questions about today's lesson in the chat and submit your review answers in there as well. Number 3, this is quite possibly the most important message. You are the captain of your own learning. You only get out what you put into your education, but no one can ever take your learning away from you. Showcase your knowledge on the subject by completing the practice questions at the end. And as always, enjoy today's mini lesson. Today we are going to be discussing micro and macroeconomics. Our social studies mini lesson objectives for today. We're going to discuss what is microeconomics and what is macroeconomics. Microeconomics is the study of individual markets, supply and demand, market structures, and consumer and producer behavior. Microeconomics focuses on the behavior of individual consumers, firms, and industries, analyzing how they make decisions regarding resource allocation, pricing, and production. It examines how supply and demand interact in specific markets to determine the price of goods and services and the quantity available. Microeconomics looks at different types of market structures, such as perfect competition, monopoly, oligopoly, monopolistic, competition, and how they influence pricing and competition. It studies how consumers and producers make choices based on factors like income, preferences, and costs, aiming to maximize their utility or profit. Macroeconomics is the study of the economy as a whole. Macroeconomics looks at the broader economy, focusing on aggregate indicators like national income, unemployment, inflation, and economic growth. It looks at government policy impact. It analyzes the effects of fiscal policies, like government spending and taxation, and monetary policy, such as control of the money supply and interest rates, on national economies. There's economic and growth development. Macroeconomics studies long-term growth trends, looking at how countries expand their productive capacities and improve living standards over time. Macroeconomics also looks at international trade and finance. It examines global economic interactions, including trade between countries, exchange rates, and the effects of globalization on national economies. An example of microeconomics is the study of pricing strategies by a local coffee shop. But an example of macroeconomics would be something like the study of the national unemployment rates. Now that we know that, let's ask ourselves a question, or 4. Is it microeconomics or macroeconomics? Number 1, the government implements a new policy to reduce the national unemployment rate. So what do you think? Is it microeconomics or macroeconomics? If you answered macroeconomics, you are correct. Number 2, a local bakery decides to lower its prices to attract more customers. So again, microeconomics or macroeconomics? If you said microeconomics for this one, you are also correct. Number 3, the Federal Reserve raises interest rates to control inflation. So what do you think this one is? Macro or micro? For number 3, the answer, macroeconomics. And number 4, a car manufacturer analyzes consumer demand to determine how many vehicles to produce. One more time, microeconomics or macroeconomics? This one is microeconomics. Next, let's talk about a micro or macroeconomic decision. A major electronics company is considering opening a new factory to produce smartphones. Before making a decision, the company analyzes consumer demand, production costs, and potential profits. It also looks at how competitors are pricing their products and whether hiring more workers will be necessary. At the same time, the government has announced new trade policies that could affect the cost of importing materials. Would this decision be considered a microeconomic or macroeconomic issue? If you answered that it's a microeconomic issue, you are correct. This is an example of a microeconomic decision because it focuses on an individual company's choices regarding production, pricing, and competition, rather than broader economic factors like national employment or inflation. Is this a micro or a macroeconomic event? The government has announced that it will not provide a cost of living increase to Social Security recipients this year. This decision impacts millions of retired and disabled individuals who rely on Social Security benefits for their income. As a result, consumer spending among these individuals may decrease, potentially affecting businesses that rely on their purchases. Additionally, the decision reflects broader economic factors such as inflation rates and government budget constraints. So, would this be considered a microeconomic or a macroeconomic event? If you answered that this is a macroeconomic event, you're correct. This is a macroeconomic event because it involves government policy affecting the entire economy, particularly in relation to inflation, national spending, and income distribution, rather than focusing on individual businesses or consumers. A reminder, paid subscribers to our Substack can submit their answers and their questions in the chat. And I have one question for you today. A through D, what best explains microeconomics? A, the study of national economic growth and inflation rates. B, the study of how individuals and businesses make decisions about resources. C, the examination of government policies affecting the entire economy. Or D, the analysis of international trade between countries. I hope you enjoyed today's social studies mini lesson, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great one.